What's up, guys? It's Joel Partridge Paintball. Today we've got the wifey on the channel. We're here to bring you paintball news. It's going to be a good time. But no, for real, guys, super excited. We're bringing you news for February of 2024. Season's about ready to get rolling here, and we're lucky enough to have Kenty on the channel. She was on the channel like last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, and people were really excited to see her on the channel. So
always
she's
that
back.
voice in the background.
Yeah, right, exactly. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys after the intro.
I'm so free.
So we're here. It is the middle of February. Hopefully I actually get this video out on time. I apologize for last month. It's been super busy here at the store for a multitude of different reasons that we won't get into. Anyways, we're here, and we're here to talk about February. So, first, probably most breaking news is obviously like next month we've got big things coming up.
Yes.
Well, actually, hang on. Before we talk about that, let's talk about the past real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about Chicago Aftershock.
Oh gosh.
They didn't take any of the level guys.
Not one. Granted, they went to
Except for the European...
the European team.
Euroshock is what they're calling it. Yeah, guys, kind of surprising to see that like they didn't take any of our level guys. I'm highly disappointed.
It hurts my heart, like
Yeah,
just a little bit.
It does for sure. I'm super excited to see how the Euroshock does, and it's kind of interesting, you know, like who they reacquired for the roster for this year. A lot of people were trying to say that, yeah, that too. Todd Martinez has left Houston Heat and is now going to be coaching for them. Yeah. And I believe Ryan Smith is going to be taking over as the coach for Houston Heat.
Yes.
That's a good move in my opinion. I love Todd. Todd's like a legend in the paintball community. I will say though, like there hasn't been many W's coming out of the Houston Heat camp since he took over as coach, and there was plenty of W's to be had when Smith was coaching before that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how well Houston Heat does this year, and obviously like got a few friends on that, you know, Moorhead and Chad George and those guys, grew up playing with those guys, and really good guys that are in the local area. So I'm always a Houston Heat fan. Yeah, so we'll see how Aftershock does this year. I'm super excited to see that. There's been other moves, you know, Blast Camp moved up to the pro division. They acquired John Iannucci. Yeah, I think it's John Iannucci. Very interesting move on their part to pick him up. He had a physical confrontation with a different player a few years back in the pits.
If you haven't seen that, all you gotta do is go to one of the Facebook paintball pages.
Right. Yeah, just ask for it. Just ask for it. It'll be there. So we'll see how those, you know, I have met some of those guys because of events at Blast Camp, and really nice guys. And Virgil is the owner of Blast Camp, and he's a super awesome guy. Like, really love talking to Virgil and stuff when we go out to his field.
Runs a great field on top of that.
And it's a great field, yeah. So, you know, it'd be kind of interesting to see if we can maintain the violence, you know, when it comes to that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, we got Aftershock. Blast Camp moves up. Obviously, Paintball Fits doing big things. So that's all exciting news. We've got NXL Vegas coming up here soon.
Wait, we can't forget somebody near and dear to us. Come on now.
What?
Grant Piani.
Oh, yes, Grant Piani.
How did we forget Grant?
So Grant coached our D3 line 2 years ago, was the previous coach for the KC All-Stars, very nice guy. He actually also got the coaching job for the Austin Notorious guys, so congratulations to Grant. I didn't even think about that. Very good point.
That's why I'm here.
That's right. So, yeah, congratulations. I think that's a huge addition.
Oh, yes.
Grant's a phenomenal coach and has very high paintball IQ. And I'll be curious to see how they do too, you know.
I know. Especially under Grant's like tutelage. And you guys can never miss Grant. He's in a suit.
He is in a suit, yeah. He is. Well, on Sundays he's in a suit.
On Sundays,
Sunday suit, yeah, for sure.
Something to look forward.
So, yeah, definitely. Vegas is coming up next month. Super excited about that. We'll be there, so come find us. We will not have a booth. We're not going to drive all the way from Ohio.
We are just there as us.
Yes, we will be probably at Philly and Chicago with the booth, but we will not be there for Vegas because it's I
It's
think
too far.
Papa Mark would kill us.
Oh, for sure.
So, but we will be there for the summit,
Yeah.
and we will be there. Our D3 team is back in black.
Yeah.
We're gray and red, but
Gray
whatever.
and red.
We're gonna podium. I'm calling it now. I'm gonna take an excerpt of this and
Yeah.
send it to the guys and be like, "You guys better podium now." So yeah, guys, we're super excited for Vegas, and probably the biggest portion of talk there is the summit.
The summit. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun. I'm excited. I've never been to the Vegas events, so it's a new event just in general for us. I don't know if you've actually ever been to a Vegas event,
I've been to Vegas once for a bachelor party.
but not for paintball.
No.
So this is gonna be a cool experience for everyone.
That's true. Yeah, it's my first
Something to
time.
document. Yeah, and there's gonna be lots of cool stuff at Summit.
Correct. Yeah. So definitely that's probably the thing. I think the event itself is going to be pretty. But there are two big things happening: the summit and then the players' party on Sunday night at the Sahara. So we are actually staying there. So it'll be cool because I can drink a few beers with everyone and have a good time, and be able to stumble back to our place. But yeah, so players' party. That's a great idea.
I think
Sunday night.
That's great. Oh yeah, I mean Sunday night's rough because everyone's
Saturday
leaving.
night.
I feel like it's but then you can't really have a Saturday because then you're trashed for Sunday.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's a good point, too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Sunday does kind of make sense because you can get drunk and then catch your flight and still be okay. I don't know. Anyways, it's going to be exciting. I saw some video footage from, one of the retailers' hubs that was showing us all the footage. I think it's going to be really good, guys. I think Tom Cole's spending a good amount of time on this.
Yes.
And I personally like Tom. I don't have any problem with Tom, and he usually does a pretty good job when he applies himself to something. And he's also brought in some really good people, like Junior Brown from BFP Gear. He's helping him with that, and Junior's a very professional guy. So I think that I think it's going to be good. I really do. I think everyone's complaint with Extravaganza, we went to Extravaganza, was our experience at Extravaganza. I thought was good, but for people that had been there before, they all complained that it was the same thing over and over
very
again.
repetitive.
Yeah.
It was also in the worst location possible.
DC in February.
In February, who wants to go to DC in February?
True. Yeah.
I go to Vegas in February.
Right. Or Orlando.
Or Florida in February,
Texas.
But no one wants to trudge through slush in DC in February. So that's the other
Yeah, no, for sure.
faux pas there that just
absolutely
they corrected.
Well, and I think what I really like is that they backed it up right next to the NXL. So for me, I'm still involved in the X-Ball community. I'm still involved in competitive X-Ball. So it works perfect because I get to coach my guys that weekend. And then on top of that, roll right into Monday and, be at the summit. And I don't have to fly out to two separate events, which that's logistically makes a lot of sense. So, there's going to be tech classes. There's going to be all kinds of different roundtable discussions about what's going on in the industry.
Vendors, lots of vendors. I'm hoping there's going to be drops. That's my biggest hope.
You think there's going to be anything?
I don't. Yes, there better be.
Well, they already dropped the gun. Maybe a mask, a loader, tank.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
cool.
Something.
Next on, how did I forget? Bones and Ashes.
Bones and Ashes. That's going to be the first big scenario event in the Carolinas. So someone's going to nice warm weather.
Yeah. Shout out to our boy D.
Yeah.
Our local guy.
With the Nomads. He's one of our bigger kind of Woods Ball scenario sponsors.
Yeah, and he's also a great resource to have on the scenario side of things.
Yep.
So yeah, Bones and Ashes. Did it happen already? Or
no, this week. Well, it's going to be this weekend.
Oh, it's this weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend. I had heard that registration was down. Unfortunately, I don't think that that's anything to do with the event. I just think that that's unfortunately part of what's going on in the economy right now. So, but I think it's still going to be a great event. Every time that D comes back, he always has good things to say about that field and about the event. So
yeah, it's a little bit in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
what paintball field isn't?
Yeah.
So yes, on the scenario side, guys, there's that, and then Living Legends is coming up. That's going to be in our backyard, up at Hell Survivors up in Michigan. So that's coming up here shortly in May. Yep. So, and then regionally, MSXL, all the regional events are starting to happen. So, okay, let's talk about Valken real quick. Let's just talk on the subject real quick. So last year they had announced a $3 million contingency planned.
Yep.
I wanted to bring this back up in discussion because we're really good at forgetting things. And all of a sudden, that $3 million contingency plan, I don't know if that thing still exists or if that was just like a way to gain attention. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. But I do know that, like, when we were looking for our D3 team, like different deals and all that stuff, I don't really see them advertising that deal anymore. So I don't know if that's still a thing or not. But I'd like to see what people have to say in the comments about that, because Valken is at these events now, and you have the opportunity to shoot their paint. So, but you know, they had announced like a breakdown, money
there was,
breakdown
like,
for
tiers
every team.
for every team, and
So.
And some signed, some haven't. Who did sign? Do we even have like an updated list?
No, Valken hasn't.
They haven't. There was a lot of teams.
There's a lot of people that were interested. And like, I did paint. I contacted all the major paint companies and like did a side by side. And people were kind of like interested in it.
Yeah.
Some people were dogging on the fact that like I used a Valken's or a dye sponsored player, or whatever the case may be. But like the proof was in the pudding. The pro paint from Valken did pretty well. I've heard some inconsistencies occasionally with the Valken paint, but that deal was probably enough to send people over the ledge, and have them commit to Valken. So I would like to get a follow up on what's going on with that situation, because that was a big announcement for sure. So, all right, and then products.
Our masks, right? Carbon did their new release of the GRX here, coming with extra lenses and a couple things. Yeah. And then they did some new Zero Pro colorways.
Safari, we've got graphite here, the Gecko color. Those are 3 different lenses. They're $300, so it's a lot of money, but you do get 3 lenses with it, as well as the goggle case and the magic visor and blah blah blah. And
a soft goggle bag, soft goggle bag now. Everything's matching. It's a good deal.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, once watch the video of us breaking down the math and
Makes sense,
see what you guys say about that. Last but not least,
the Idol.
Already hinted to it, guys. I've got the Lux Idol in my hand. Lux did well with this release so far. I'm very pleased. I wasn't too happy about the way they handled the Shocker Era release, but they've done a really good job of taking care of us so far with this release. And this gun, I don't care what anybody says, is really nice. And it
really is
pretty badass, in my personal opinion. We've done some videos on it so far. We've put 8,000 shots on it. We haven't had any true barrel breaks. We're still going to be bringing you a brittle paint test with it, an efficiency test with it. Everyone wants to talk about comparison videos, so we're going to be doing that for you as well. But I really like the fact that they sent us this prototype marker.
Yeah, it's not the finished.
It's close. It's close. But they said that they're going to try and fix some things with the grips. So that's good. I don't know what else they really want to tweak on it. But yeah, I think overall I'm pretty impressed with the gun and what it's got to offer. New case, different design with the core a little bit to hopefully handle any paint handling issues. Trigger is great. A lot of people have had good things to say about the trigger. The ASA is really good. And then obviously the new board that a lot of people are talking about too as well. And it's just a really beautiful gun. Like it's milled.
It has more of like a luxury feel to it.
It does, yeah, for sure. Well, and the case is more luxury as well. So just overall you're getting a more luxury experience with it. So, what do you think of it?
My favorite feature is her voice. I will take that with me all day.
Welcome to the Lux experience. Battery level 10%. NXL.
Fair.
Right?
All right, so here's the real question. Number one comparable gun would be the CS3. You've seen me use the CS3 all last year. You've now had some time in with this.
Yeah.
Would you choose this, or would you choose the CS3? Would it be close, or?
I would 100% choose this.
Really? Why?
The CS3 is too big. It's so bulky compared to this. Even the back and the front grip on the CS3 compared to this, it doesn't sit like. These are just kind of like a more taper. Like this feels a little nicer in the hand. This was definitely slimmer in the original TM40s, and they've adjusted this to have just a slightly more robust feel, and it's not as slippery. So you kind of have like this texture here and this here added. You're not slipping, so there's no need to put that tape where you had to have it before.
Well, so here's the thing: is you say that, but we just did I just did a players review, and 3 of our guys this weekend said that was their pretty much their only complaint with the gun.
Really?
Well, they were saying the back portion was slippery. The front portion's always been slippery because it's metal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be any more slippery than a 180R or any of those that keep this metal piece here. I mean,
that's what they were saying. I personally I'm not slipping and sliding around on the ground that much, so I'm not a good person to ask. Anyways, check out that video and see what you guys think about that. But I think overall it's a nice gun, and you like the smaller profile.
yes.
Yeah, most people don't even talk about that. So the Lux Idol should be shipping soon for all those guys that have pre-ordered with us. Thank you guys so much for placing your pre-orders, and then obviously we will be getting these guns in as soon as possible, and then obviously some ultimate packages.
Oh, for sure.
Some ultimate
really,
packages,
it's going to be what do we want to do? What do you want to see on these?
Sound off if you guys
right?
if you guys want a custom anodized gun. If you guys have any ideas, we'll send off some guns. And get them anodized, and then if you guys are interested, you can purchase them after we're done with anodizing. But yeah, so guys, that is the Lux Idol. That's the carbon mask. That is your paintball news for February 2024. Sorry for being so long-winded, but thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in Vegas.